Lawin Media Network,
bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawin Media Network.
The following program is produced by Lawin Media Network. The views and opinions expressed in this program are solely those of the individuals appearing on the show and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Lawin Media Network, its affiliates, sponsors, or partners. The content provided in this program is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Lawin Media Network does not guarantee the accuracy, completeness, or timeliness of the information.
Welcome to episode F here at the Commissary Kitchen. We're always at your service, and this is Chef Nancy Reyes Lumen to again present two practical and easy dishes that you can do. We're going to do fajitas, but with a little adjustment to make it a little more Pinoy. And then from here, we will shift to another dish, another F dish, which is the frittata. But first, let's look into the fajita. Okay, fajita is a kind of steak, but it's not like the steak na American steak, which is thick with the marbling. This is from a cut of beef that needs a lot of cooking or marination, and it's called the flank. In Tagalog, we call it kamto. Kung tutuusin mo, ang tawag dyan, bilbil. Okay? That's the bilbil. If it's pork belly, it would be pork belly, but this is with beef. So this is the bilbil. It's also called the flank. It's very flat. We will show it to you how it looks and how to cut it properly. So this is very Mexican, okay? I want to shout out to Mario, Milena, Marcela, hello, for sharing with me your delicious fajita. That's why we were inspired to do fajitas. Okay. So, fajitas is like a complete meal if you know how to wrap it in a tortilla. But before we even get to that, you have to marinate the meat, not just to flavor it, but to partly tenderize it and make it good for quick cooking. And Mexican cooking, it involves so many kinds of spices. Why? Because they have a lot of spices. They grow a lot. But in fajita, if you really want to make your life simple, then just get a fajita seasoning. Let's try to go through it one by one. You have, of course, your chili powder, which is the most important. And then we have our peppercorn. You have onion powder, cumin. But you know, when it comes to cumin, we Filipinos always have this notion that it smells like bed bugs. But actually, fresh cumin or cumin from the real seeds, the ones that are still to be ground, are really very fragrant. Okay, so we have cumin, chili flakes, garlic powder, paprika, I have my mushroom seasoning, and then, ito na. Based on my husband's friend Bong, he does it with soy sauce, Sprite, and we will also want to try to use calamansi, although the recipe will call for lime and orange and these bell peppers and of course the jalapeno. Now to eat that later, that you would normally put it here on a tortilla and you will add sour cream. So this alone with the ingredients, it's quite a lot. And if you're just going to cook fajitas, you know, once in a while, why buy all these spices when some of the spices can be compensated already with a mamacita sisig? So this is sisig is a citrus pepper spice. So pwede na, we can already try to, it has onion powder, it has chili, it has some garlic. So, you know, we don't really have to use all these things anymore, okay? By just using our mamacita sisig. Buti na lang, may mamasitang kapampangang sisig. Okay. While we are marinating our beef, we will shift now to the other dish, which is called the frittata. What is frittata? It's just a very thick omelette overload because there will be cheese, eggs, vegetables, a cream. It's very rich. But the difference between, pag sinabi mong frittata, omelette lang yon. Technically, it's not. Because a frittata is twice cooked. First, you cook everything on the stove top, and then you have to put the pan itself in the oven. Okay, so we will show you how to do that, and it's very quick. In fact, here are the ingredients of frittata. You can vary as much as you want, and it's basically just having a lot of these vegetables and the basic garlic and onion, but I'm going to add malunggay. I want to, you know, make it a little Pinoy. So, and also I'm adding the leaves of the beetroot, which is pinkish. And then it calls for cream. So I'm really going to use heavy cream because I have a supply. But you can also shift to cocoa cream. Okay. So this will be my version of the frittata, and this is a test frittata that we did with a lot of cheese, and you can never go wrong with frittata because it has a lot of cheese and eggs, and that alone it will turn into a successful frittata. Okay, so let's move on to my kitchen and let's start doing our F dishes. Okay, we will do our fajita. Fajita. That's very Mexican. So, you know, may kasamang mga music sila paggawa nito niya. This is a cut of beef that they call the flank. Okay? See, I did not slice all of it just so that I can show you. On one side, you will see the grains are this way. Right? So what you have to do is you have to cut against the grain. Now some people will take this out. But for me, I don't want kasi additional na rin yan eh. Additional flavoring. This is a part of that is collagen already. What you just have to do is to cut it correctly. You cut against the grain. So this is the grain, you cut against it. Right? And this way. If you think that your flank meat is frozen and then you thawed it, I suggest you cut it thinner. Okay? Because it might not be tender, but this one is fresh. So I'm just adding it there. Sarap nito. See? And you sometimes, you should not really take this out because it's what holds the meat together. So we're going to marinate this in some of the spices, but we're also going to innovate in the others, right? So there we are. Now let's put our meat. Some people will ask, do you wash meat? Not necessarily. If you already got it very fresh and it's good, then don't wash it in water. If you want to wash it, maybe just rinse it, or use some broth and use it already for cook. I'm going to use the Bong version where he said you put Sprite. Let me first put everything here. Okay, Sprite, because it says you should also have some orange. Sama na natin ang konti. Para, the Mexicans will say, okay, she's playing around with some of the ingredients, that's fine. And then a little of the lime. But no more calamansi. We will reserve this for another dish because we will be using our sisig mix. For the dry ingredients, let's put them all together here. Some peppercorn, mushroom powder. This is the onion powder, garlic powder, a little more. This is oregano. It asks for some brown sugar. We have paprika, cumin, chili powder. Not so much because I'll be using my sisig and sisig mix. Okay, so we mix this up. Ano to? Alright. Mix this. And first the dry ingredients here. Put powder here. And then add this in. Okay. Massage it. And we leave it like this until we're ready to cook it. That is how easy it is, that's why I want to thank the Mexicans for teaching us the easy way of living also. Diba? Sanay sila sa relaxation, siesta. And together with that, we're going to saute this and just in the same oil, and where we will fry this, and then this will be the additional ingredients of the typical fajita. As simple as this. What made it really complicated was having all these spices around, but then again with compensation with sisig mix and some other basic spices, you can already be guaranteed of a good and delicious fajita. All right, now. Yes, actually, thank you for watching. I was just watching the Adobo Queen, but one thing that I should have added was to add salt. Because sometimes salt will be a good background to put together some of the spices. There's so many spices that I think some of them will overlook the other, but mainly in Mexican fajitas, it would really be the chili powder, the cumin, which I did not take out. No, I just added that. Also paprika. So maybe add a little salt together with the sisig powder, and you'll be on your way. Now, Also, you will notice that I added Sprite and lemon, lime, and orange. What you could do is lessen the Sprite if you don't want it to be too sweet. And what I should have remembered, because in Commissary Kitchen, I'm also learning, and I'm not claiming that everything I do is correct. In fact, I'm learning from you guys. If you chat with me and tell me what you do with your fajitas or the other dishes that we talk about. Um, less the Mexican fajitas wants the steak to be cooked dry. Mine will end up saucy with I wanted to save the juices that came out. But it's not going to be a true Mexican fajitas, all right? No excuses, but I wanted it to be more on the saucy side because I was thinking of eating it more with rice rather than with tortilla. I'm not so much of a tortilla eater. Okay, but let's proceed with the next part. Thank you.
Are you ready for engaging conversations on education, teaching strategies, trends in the classroom?
Tune in to Teacher Talk, Live 𝙁𝙍𝙄𝙏𝘼𝙎 with your hosts, Teacher Cora and Dr. Claire.
In each episode, we'll dive into meaningful discussions, share insights, and connect with fellow educators.
Don't miss out on the fun and camaraderie. Grab your coffee and join us for some lively 𝙁𝙍𝙄𝙏𝘼. Every Saturday, 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Philippines.
Join us for a captivating new series where Lawin sits down with the trailblazers of the music and entertainment world. Discover the stories behind the faces and voices that shape our culture and community.
We will bring you exclusive interviews with industry legends and rising stars. Behind the scenes insights and get a peek into the creative processes and personal journeys. Artists and performers and their upcoming shows and events.
Stay tuned for more updates and sneak peeks. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel.
We're still marinating our fajita, so we leave that here to get all the flavors into the meat. Meanwhile, we will be doing the next F dish, which is the frittata. As I said, we have a lot of ingredients that you can add on your own, but normally it would be like bell peppers and onion, of course, garlic. It's nice to put heat in the frittata so that it will be more exciting because it will blend with the cheeses and the egg. But to make it a little Pinoy, I'm using, instead of spinach, I want to use malunggay. And also we will be adding the leaves of the beetroot and some of the stalks. It's very delicious. There's a lot of antioxidants here in what we're seeing. And of course, we can also add our parsley on top or as a garnish. First, for this size of pan, you have to make sure that there is no plastic in it or no there's no coating here because it will not be suitable for oven cooking. It has to be all stainless. And so that I won't forget, I will already add a lot of olive oil to coat the pan. So the first part of frittata will be prep the pan, make it sure that when we release it from the oven, it will be released whole. Eggs, I think we'll use 4 eggs here because this is not such a big pan. So 4 eggs, but normally if you have the regular size pan, you should be using 6 eggs minimum, 6 to 8. and add heavy cream, or if you want, you try cocoa cream. Right? And then we can mix this. Don't beat it like meringue. Just like that. Yeah. Just make sure that the egg whites are not left whole. They should be incorporated with the egg yolks and the cream. As simple as that. Right? We can now put this aside and let's start to heat up or heat through the veggies. When you want to empty your fridge with a lot of the veggies that were left over from your other cooking, this is the best way. Anyway, when you make omelets, it's like that also, but you're making this a little more special. Our oven is ready at 350, and you will be cooking this for about 25 to 30 minutes. Let's start. Oh, by the way, if you want, sometimes you can add bacon, but I have a spicy sausage that I can use instead of bacon. Let me heat up this sausage. It's red because it's spicy. I like making frittata that will be spicy. And you don't have to cook everything thoroughly. Okay? It's just that you want to brown it or to slightly cook it to release some of the oil. So just that. Then let's have some onions. The onions, you really should be cooking it thoroughly. So to those who have not done frittata, all you have to do is, if you know how to do omelette, then you will know how to do frittata. But it's also like, maybe it's a good chance for you to try to learn how to cook also in the oven. So it's good to invest in a pan like this that you can always throw into the oven. When you need it, you can use it for cooking fish. Why will you do it? Because you don't want to finish the cooking on the stove top. To control the doneness, it's good to also have the oven the cooking is in the oven for even doneness. I'm now going to add my garlic. You may or may not add garlic if you want, because there's so many ingredients that some might already be overpowered by the others. But so far, this is good. I can smell the sweetness of the white onion. Next, I'm going to put in all these bell pepper, serrano. I have even eggplant. What you want to do is to make it really very colorful. A colorful frittata. And then, my beautiful malunggay. Be sure to squeeze your malunggay out of its water so that it will be easy to cook. When I'm spreading this out. Malunggay is a very, very healthy nutrient. I'm so proud that we Filipinos can grow malunggay in our backyard. Almost every house in barangays will have a malunggay. And then, it's nice because the neighbors, they exchange malunggays, they share. their malunggay, o pwede ba humingi ng konting bunga, o ayun. And then it becomes like a sort of friendship or neighbor goodness, right? I want to add a little more oil. You will never have too much of olive oil, okay? Because olive oil is what will lubricate the pan, at the same time add this nice flavor. Olive oil does have flavor. Because it's an Italian dish, let's add our cheeses. You can add cheese at this point. And then add in our egg mix. Try to cover all. As long as it's all covered, there. And then add some more cheese. You can use mozzarella cheese, cheddar cheese, whatever cheese is in your pantry that you need to use right away. There. Now, when is the time for you to bring it to the oven? When you see that some of the sides of the frittata are already forming. So this is the right time to put it in the oven. 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes, depending on how thick you made your frittata. That's how easy it is. Now let's see how good it will look after. Okay. I don't know if you noticed, but I forgot to put the leaves of the beetroot. So no excuses for that. It was right in front of me. But at the end of the day, just when I already put it in the oven, I took it out and added that and just added some more cheese. Although it was not needed. It's just that I wanted to show that you can put in a lot of vegetables that you like as long as you cook them first on the stovetop, right? The eggplants, they really had to be cooked because eggplants are not like bell peppers that you can eat raw. Another thing is, again, I should have added salt. And next time I will do the frittata, it will be on a medium-low heat. Sometimes, because here in our place we have to cook with the electric, and it's not always a steady temperature. So sometimes adjustment has to be done, and I wasn't doing that because I kept on talking. Never scrimp on the oil. Okay, use olive oil, of course, but at least 1/4 cup of olive oil is what you should have used. Sometimes, you will notice the oil was just right. If the frittata is already floating on the oil while it's being cooked. You will see later why I should have used even more olive oil. So let's continue. I think we will have very practical a hack by Tess Taste. She's also a part of Commissary Kitchen, and Tess has very practical tips and uses and advice to us foodies who are in the kitchen. Let's see.
And here's another tip to deodorize your garbage disposal. Run your cold water. Use lemon rinds. Run your disposal. And you will smell the lemon scent coming out of the disposal from the lemon peels that you throw in it. Simple. Oh, it smells fresh.
Thank you, Tess. There will be more, and there should always be a test taste portion in here at the Commissary Kitchen. We'll see more of her in every episode. Thanks, Tess. Let's continue on with our frittata.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories, from elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits. I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
In a world cluttered with information, where truth is power, Lawin Weekly News stands apart.
We delve deeper, uncover facts, and bring stories to light. From political showdowns and economic triumphs to the pulse of the street and the heart of the community.
We capture the moments that define us, stories that challenge, inspire, and transform.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Back to fajitas, and we're excited to start cooking this, but let's do the veggies first, because that is where we will use as a base, and then the fajitas can go on top. What they usually do is put everything all together. See, very colorful, like the way the Mexicans dress, and their food is always so colorful, you know, and healthy. There's a lot of veggies, fiber. All these veggies are antioxidants, pepper. Some mushroom seasoning. How about a little more of the seafood? Because this has a citrusy, a very, very gentle citrusy flavor. And some chili powder. Although it's not really necessary for you to do that, see? Now, when you plan to do fajitas, let's say for a Sunday, it's better for you to cook it on the spot. Just marinate it the night before if possible, and then cook the meat just before serving. Because like steak, it has to be eaten right away. Of course, you rest the meat a bit, and then after that, you can serve it now while it's still hot and sizzling. So this is fine as long as my onions are already soft. And white onions are good to use here because white onions will cook faster. Okay, and now for the fajitas. You know, at this point, when people are watching you cook and they see it's already, the colors are already attractive enough, and then they will see you, the meat will start being cooked. It has to be in a very hot griddle, flat iron, or something like this. What you do, what's important is that you drain the marinade so that the meat will cook faster and brown faster. And then when you're in a party, you don't have to cook everything all at the same time. Only as the need, when there's already a shortage of the meat during the party, then it's best for you to cook it at that time. Okay? Now, I like to cook beef medium rare. Some like it well done, but you know, medium rare is really the best way to appreciate good beef. By the way, this is a flank, and here I can have some more. As long as you know what you can do with the marinade later, you can make it into thicken it into a sauce, so that when you eat it as a burrito, you can just add a little of the thickened sauce. The secret is also to add oil as needed. Now while that's cooking, I'm going to peep at my frittata. 11 more minutes, but the frittata is already forming. Leave it in peace there, and it promises to be a good feast. Imagine having fajitas and then frittata. Two kinds of proteins that will really become a feast if you need to prepare for your loved ones. They will enjoy this. I like using this spinach herb tortilla. So we're almost in the medium rare stage. You see, what I did was I didn't drain the meat enough, so I want the sauce to dry up so that it will have a golden and more crispy texture for the beef. But normally I would like my beef to be just like that with some redness. Some people, they don't like it. I like it. Okay, let's see. Let me taste it. Wow. Okay. Fajitas. Medium rare. Tenderized by the marinade. Delicious, nutritious, Commissary kitchenicious. There you go. In fact, why not? Let me pour. You can, of course, make it like a steak. It will be crispy, but you can also have it this way. Right? Now, how to eat? How to eat this? What you do is, you put, I want the veggies first. I love bell peppers. You know, bell peppers, There's a way of eating and enjoying bell peppers. Don't eat them. Of course, you can eat them raw. The yellow, the reds. But did you ever try to blacken them in the oven and then eat them? Wow, it's really good. So I'm going to add my cottage cheese. Not mozzarella. I just bought this today. I put it on the side so it's easier to maneuver. Pick pack boom! Woo! Kaya ko ba to? Okay, here we go. This is now our fajitas, which was done very quickly. It's just the secret is in marinating it well with all the spices, or using the Mamacita sisig kapampangan powder in place of some, not all, in place of some of the spices. That's it. Mmm. 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 The bell peppers are still crunchy. Mm-mm. I had to follow up with the leaves of the beetroot, which I like, and we let that cool. And see, what's important was that we put in a lot of olive oil, let it rest, and that is now going to be the second meal that we will have in our episode F. I won't say that the meat is very tender, but it is good to the bite. I'm not struggling, but the mouthfeel is just right. Okay. I think I ate the burrito from the other end, but because it was about to fall, I just put a little too much on the burrito. But you know what? What I didn't get to show you there was that I was ready to use a lumpia wrapper, or you can make your own lumpia wrapper if you want it that way, but making it really more Pinoy. And not only that, you if it's like us, we cannot really eat the burrito or the lumpia, that would be so big, no, and then everything falls down. It's the same thing with eating tacos. You have to eat it like tabingi, like that, so that it won't fall. So that's part of the fun, I guess, of eating something like a very chunky and very filling dish, but it's so irresistible that well, you don't mind eating it like that. Just make sure that there's no parsley that will stay on your teeth. I forgot to say also, the 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 leaves of the beetroot, some of them they call it already like beet greens, beetroot greens. Kasi if you say Swiss chard, parang it's so far they don't know that. So beetroot greens is the same as Swiss chard. When you're in the supermarket and you see the beetroot, the one that's made into like Russian salad, and it's also a source of sugar, by the way. And even I remember my friend Leia Ko got that and made it into an adobo dish. Wow, it's fantastic. The taste was really like, it tasted like a sweet kind of veggie. Anyway, the leaves, you see the leaves, don't discard that. You can still make a nice soup out of it, and the soup will turn pinkish, and it has a lot of fiber. Okay, so I would call it, I said I just call it the leaves of the beetroot or beetroot greens, but it's also known as Swiss chard. Let's go into the next part, the last part of our commissary kitchen dish today. We were doing the F words, mm, frittata and fajitas. We're done with the fajitas now, the frittata. And there's something there that I would like to take note of later when you see it. Let's continue. So frittata, let's loosen this up and see. Okay. So as real as it gets, this is your frittata. You could do better if you were not as impatient as I was, but there you are. So for our F episode, we have our frittata and our fajitas. How colorful do you want? I think I'll taste it. Just knowing that it has so many vegetables. You're done for the day with the vegetables if you're making frittata. Because there are at least 2 or 3 or 4 kinds of veggies for your fiber. What's important is you have to let it rest. I was so impatient to do it. Let it rest and then let it rest and then add a lot of cheese on top and in between. Before you slice it, cool it first and be sure to loosen the edges. That's it for today, where we did our episode F with fajitas and our frittata. And did you see how easy it was? All you need is to do a lot of pre-preparation. But again, when you do your fajitas, you don't have to buy all these kinds of seasonings and spices. You can just add some can compensate with this or other powders that you have, right? And we made it into a malunggay and it's successful naman. So, there was a touch of Pinoy in it. We don't end our commissary kitchen episodes without a value. And I would say, in life, you should put colors in your life. There will be days when there are ups and downs and highs and lows. But you can make yourself happy. Being happy is a decision. It's not dependent on your surroundings or on the people around you. They don't have the duty to make you happy. You make yourself happy. You invent your happiness. How? Try to get into some hobbies, enjoy cooking, enjoy good food, give love to your loved ones, give presents to friends. It feels good when you express yourself in many ways. So that's our life value for today. Don't forget, letter G will be our next episode, and we will be doing 3 very important and practical and interesting dishes. God is good. See you. This is Nancy Reyes Lumen of Culinary Kitchen at your service. Okay. Thank you very much for being there. I know some of my friends were trying to get in, but as we go along with more episodes, we will learn how to connect because, in Manila and here there's a time difference. There's also a difference in the strength of the internet or Facebook. So don't worry, friends. I'd like to make a shout out to Maridel, to Maricar, puro mga M, Maridel Anama, Maricar Fernandez, to my friend Shirley Vasquez. You people, you will be in the show because you're also great foodies and kitchen experts. So next week, we will be doing episode E. Oh, she said, good job, wonderful. Thank you. Finally, you got connected. Yeah, and get well, Maridel. So next week we will be doing letter G, and that will be Gigi na inadobo, gnocchi, so that's a G, and gazpacho. So these 3 interesting dishes from different cultures will be here at the Commissary Kitchen. Thank you and God bless you and see you again. Bye.